Hey, what up, guys? If you clicked on this video, I'm sure you're mega into Dave Grohl's drumming. So, in this video, we are going to deep dive into Dave Grohl's drumming style and some of his gear choices so you can kind of take what makes his playing unique and special and maybe put it into your playing to add to your own drumming journey. So, let's gonna begin with Dave Grohl's gear because his gear is a big part of his sound and why he plays the way he does. So starting off with gear, if you look at like Dave Grohl's um, early start in Nirvana, he used a Tama Art Star or Grand Star, basically like Tama's flagship. I think it was flagship set at the time. Big thick shells, big huge size drums as well. He used a 15 by 14 rack tom, 18 by 16 floor tom, and a 24 by 16 kick drum. Big giant sizes, and he tuned those drums really low. And he also used, I think it was pinstripes. Yeah, Remo pinstripes, the clear pinstripes. And then for the kick, he used a Power Stroke 2 clear. Like I mentioned before, he tuned his drums really, really low. So he had these big drums tuned really low with clear heads on it. So you get a lot of slap, a lot of attack, and that's very present in his sound. If you listen to the Nevermind record, it's a lot of big, thuddy drums, not much tone going on, a lot of attack. And he even amplified that attack because he used 5B sticks or 2B sticks. He switched back and forth from what I can find. And he held those upside down. So he was playing with the butt end of the stick, which gives you even more attack, more slap, and more power to your stroke because you have all that weight in the front of the stick as opposed to flipping the stick. Normally you have less power. And then for cymbals, he used all Zildjian A's, big-sized cymbals as well. So you got a 1820 crashes, 22 ride, and 15-inch hi-hats, all A series. So yeah, these nice bright cymbals with these very low, thuddy drums that you had to hit hard in order to generate any kind of sound out of them because they're tuned so low. Only way to get tone out of them is if you hit them really, really hard, which why he used the 5B stick or 2B stick upside down to get even more power out of it. And he's just a heavy hitter as well. He practiced playing on like pillows and bed sheets and stuff like that. So very hard hitting style. So let's talk about his playing now. Now his playing is pretty unique because he's not the most technically advanced drummer or the fastest drummer or the most like creative drummer, but what he does really well. He has an ability to play parts that fit the song extremely well. Like if you listen to any of the tracks, like "Smells Like Teen Spirit" or "Everlong," those parts are perfect. like there's no substitute for those drum parts. They're perfect. So he plays with like a composer mindset. I feel like if you listen to just the way he plays his grooves, like they all follow the guitar part or the bass part like perfectly. Some examples are like "This Is a Call," "Everlong," "Smells Like Teen Spirit." So he's right locked in with the bass and the guitar all the time. It really creates this like very strong, locked in groove. And speaking of his grooves, he also uses his hi-hat. It's very open and sloshy most of the time. And then when things kind of ramp up in the song, he switches to the crash. And all right. And then for softer parts, like on "Lithium," "Come As You Are," "Big Me," he plays the ride. Sometimes he plays the cross stick, but he mainly plays the ride. And I think that's because because of his hard-hitting style, I think he doesn't really have the touch to play pretty soft. So I think that's why he plays a ride cymbal to give the song some softer contrast. As for drum fills, um, his drum fills are a big one. He uses a lot of flams. He uses a ton of flams. Um, he uses a lot of flams alternating between his hands and his feet. For example, like in Bloom, um, he kind of creates melodies with with the toms. So it's almost like like a counter melody to the main riff. So you can also see this in songs such as like My Hero, Song for the Dead, Smells Like Teen Spirit, where the drums are like the main hook. So if you're trying to copy his style, that's something to keep in mind. Making some like big tom tom parts part of the main hook of the song. And another part of his drum fills are 16th notes. He uses a lot of 16th notes, especially on the snare drum. There's tons of build-ups on the snare. Almost every song he plays. The whole first Foo Fighters album, it's all over the place. So that'd be a good reference to check out. And then he also uses like 16th notes with like pauses or breaks. I don't really know how to describe it, but if you listen to the fills on Everlong or if This Is a Call, No One Knows, he does a lot of fills with like stops in the hi-hats or the crashes. He tends to give like a little bit of space, which I think that's the sauce that makes his fills so good. He never plays like straight 16th like Hawaii 5/0 fills. He just always gives a little bit of space with his fills. I think that's what makes them really, really good. And that's pretty much it for Dave Grohl's style. Let me know if you liked this video, and I'll probably make some more in the future. Peace.